So in this video, we're going to do a client interview with a private soccer coach out in New Jersey. He started running his ads exactly 3 weeks ago, and today we're going to have him share all his results. So make sure you stick until the end of the video because I'll have Remy here share a screen, show you the exact numbers, how much he spent on the ads, and all the behind the scenes. So Remy, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and break down exactly how many new clients you've been able to sign in the first 3 weeks of running your ad.
Yeah, hey Mo. So thanks for having me. Basically, I've been able to sign 38 clients in these first 3 weeks I've been running the ad. There've been I was a soccer coach at a club before, and now decided to stop that. I started running these ads for private training that I've always wanted to do, and basically, some people saw the ad, they reached out to me. Well, yeah, 38 people did, people that I knew beforehand, and then also a bunch of new people as well, which I'm really happy about. Actually, a majority of my people that I have now, the clients, are newer, so I'm actually really happy about that.
Nice, Ben. And I guess like how much were you making before you started working with us?
Yeah, so before, like on a good month, I was making about 1K, 1.5K, but that was also me full time coaching, and now I'm projecting I'm going to make 8 grand this month.
Wow. How does it feel knowing that the business can make 8K on the pessimistic side?
I mean, it's crazy. Like if you told me that I would sign 38 clients in 3 weeks, I wouldn't believe you. I should be like, no way. But it's been amazing. Like the influx of people and the amount of people that have been seeing it, it's
Yeah,
just a blessing.
100%. Can you actually share some of your background, so like why you even decided to start the private training business in the first place?
Yeah, so I'm a player myself. I play for the New York Cosmos second team, and I've just always wanted, I have the dream of going pro, and I always want to help pass my knowledge on to other players. So I've been coaching for the last 3 years now, and I've played in Spain, I've played in Colombia, I've played high levels here in the US, I played USL two. So I just love being around the game, and I want to have that for the rest of my life. I want to be have a private coaching business for the rest of my life that I'm passing down generation to generation. And yeah, that's basically it.
100%, bro. I know in the first few days you were like super on the fence. Even after you pulled the trigger with us, you were like kind of like hesitant on like whether I should do this or not. Like, what made you feel like, you know what, this is actually, worth the investment, and what made you like stick around?
Well, yeah, I was on the fence about it. I just wasn't sure. I feel like the money maybe scared me a little bit, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh man, like because I already had a little bit of credit card debt, and I was like, I don't want to make go
Yeah.
deeper in. Um, but I guess I was just like, we had a phone call. You called me directly, and you were like, "Hey, man, is everything okay?" You just made sure that the whole process was smooth, and I guess I felt encouraging in that moment. It felt encouraging that you were like,
Hmm.
"Listen, man, I got you 100%. Like, this is gonna work."
Now, before working with us and like before running your ads, can you describe like where were you with the business? Like, how were you getting clients back then? How many clients were you kind of like the strategies you were using back then?
Yeah, so I was probably about at like 5 to 8 clients. Like,
Hmm.
there was like 4 of them that I was training consistently, like maybe every other week or every week. And basically, it was just kind of like through word of mouth. Wasn't too much. It wasn't too much like I was reaching out to people or texting
Hmm.
people, um, just because I didn't have time for it really. But it was just word of mouth. And then I was like in the summertime when I wasn't coaching, I was able to actually have a lot more time, and I would, bring a couple people in more consistently. But once the season would roll around, like the spring or the fall, I like wouldn't see him again for, a month or two.
Yeah. What made you want to go all in, like on building the business and like really just like doing it the right way? Because I know you were kind of like dipping your toes in the water, kind of like in and out here and there before we started working with us. What made you want to go like, balls to walls?
Yeah, basically, um, I come from a family of entrepreneurs. Like my family has had a business. We run a family business that's been in our family for 108 years now, or 109 years, 1917 to 2026. So it's just always been in my blood, and I've always wanted to be a business owner, and I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. So I think me working at my job that I was at as a coach for a club team, it just wasn't. It didn't feel like it was for me. Like I love being around the game, but then I was just like, all right, I just have to rip off the safety net, cut it off, and then just go all in on this because if I do, I know it's going to work out successfully.
Yeah. And there you have it. 3 weeks later, you're at 38 clients.
and 3 weeks later, things are looking really good. So
Yeah. I know you probably saw one of our ads. I guess like what really made you want to work with us in the first place?
yeah, so I saw one of the I think I saw your ad where it was, oh, private soccer coaches. Like, if you really want to make 20K a month. And I saw one of those and I liked it. And then you reached out to me. And then when you reached out to me, I checked out your account. I checked out all the client success stories that were just at least online on the Instagram page. I didn't look at the full interviews, but I was looking at them and I was like, oh shit, I'm like, this guy might be legit. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. So we were talking a little bit here and there, and then we got into a call. And then from there, um, you gave me all the details about everything and what you were looking for. I just feel like we have a really natural connection. You're a good people person. It's very comfortable to talk to you. So from there, it was just kind of, I didn't really have many doubts until after, what happened afterwards. But
Yeah. I mean, there are a few other programs out there. Like for you specifically, like what stood out to you about the way we do things that ultimately made you want to, trust us to, grow your private training business?
honestly, I haven't really looked into many other mentorships, I guess you can say, for that.
Hmm.
You were really one of the first ones that popped up, but also what kind of drew me towards you was you didn't have like, first off, you had the player incubator, which has tens of thousands of followers.
Yeah.
And then you were on this separate account, which only had, I don't know, 600 followers, 300, something like that.
Or like, yeah, something closest, like maybe 3K, 4K right now.
The one that you're at, the most year one.
That one has like 4 or 5, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it was much smaller size. I was just kind of like, okay, like it's weird how he's at a small size. Sometimes you see the big, massive like gurus that are out there, and then
Hmm.
another number. So like for me, it was like, okay, it's actually developing a relationship with this guy and being able to see what he could help me with. And I guess that's the thing that kind of stood out to me.
Of course, man. Can you describe like for you, like what was that experience like on the first few days after you like pull the trigger?
Yeah, so it was crazy. I had my phone, I had a bunch of people reaching out. You helped out with the script and things like that. So like I knew with the save replies that really helped me as far as people liking and then people actually reaching out to me.
Hmm.
Um, and basically the biggest thing was I noticed just the amount of people that were like seeing the ad, and like I was looking at the numbers and stuff and I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like in the first weekend I signed like 14 people or something crazy like that. It was insane. Like after from Thursday to like Tuesday, I
Yeah.
saw like 14 people, and it was just surreal. I like couldn't believe that there were that many people. I was on the phone every like 25 minutes, every 30 minutes. It was ridiculous.
Just to digress for a second, I guess for the viewers, can you like break down the process, like specifically what it took to get your ads up and running and then really see the results? If you can like really step by step map it after that.
What do you mean? So like how the ad got running, or
Well,
when?
like the full process, like once you pull the trigger,
Oh
what
yeah,
happened? Yeah.
yeah. So it was basically just getting you guys the clips that I had, right? Because I had a lot of clips over the last couple of years of me coaching kids, um, and it was just getting you the clips, the script that you guys gave me, you know, being enthusiastic about it, and then just saying the right things in that script to really make parents kind of jump out at you and say, "Hey, I really want you to train my child." Um, so I guess that was the one thing. You guys got the ad done within that day. So even that prior doubt that I had, like it squashed it immediately. Um, and then what else? Yeah, like everything was done really, really quick. And then you said, hey, listen, the ball's in your court now. Now just time, let's set up the Facebook ads manager. And then boom, we went right from there.
Yeah.
And
Did
then
you
you
like
helped
the fact
with it.
that it took like basically 24 hours to get everything up and running? Because I know there's a lot of guys thinking like, how long will this take? Is this waste of time? I don't have the time to commit to this. How did you feel about the time load on your side, like doing the whole setup?
Oh, it was super quick, super easy. Yeah, like there was, yeah, it took us not even 2 days to get the ad running. I think I got your service on the 9th. We started running ads on the 11th or 12th.
Hmm.
It wasn't because I was waiting on you guys for anything. It was just because you guys were actually waiting on me for some things. So like, or there was an issue with the clips that I sent you, or that I just had to redo it. So
Yeah.
it wasn't anything like, oh, I had to wait on Mo's team for, you know,
Yeah.
3 4 days or a week. He never got back to me. You were constantly every time I messaged you, you would respond very quickly. I never had an issue with reaching out to you about anything.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure,
you
man.
responded quick.
100%. For the private coaches who are like, who face resistance when it comes to running ads because A, they don't know how to do it, or B, they are just scared to spend the money because they think it might not work for them. Did you have any of those feelings like before we turn on the ads?
um, I had some doubt about it. Just not even as I do know that you have to spend money to make money. I've always known that in a business sense, so that you get your return on investment and
Yeah.
you end up growing your portfolio or whatever. But yeah, I didn't really have many doubts except for that one that you mentioned earlier. But then once we went all in, like I had I've had no emotional attachment to the money whatsoever. Like for me, it's just I'm spending the money and this money is going to make me more money. Simple as that. Like that's
Yeah.
really there's nothing to be afraid of when you do that because especially with the things that you guys gave me, if I was doing it myself where I didn't really have that script that you have proven to make work, then for me it maybe would have gone differently. You know what I mean? I maybe might have not signed as many clients,
Yeah.
but with everything, there's nothing to be afraid of at all.
Diving into like the actual like the learning part of the modules, did you like how short they were, or did you feel like it wasn't enough info to like really grasp, the actual behind the scenes of how the system works?
No, for me it was fine. Like I understood everything. Um, I didn't have any issues with understanding it at all. Like I grasped everything. I'm
How
kind
long
of
did
in.
it take you to, walk through all that?
I think I think I started the one night at like 11. I was up until I don't even remember. It was really quick though. Like I did it. I started it one night. I took a break, and then I watched like the last two modules, like that, the like last chapter I think, which was about the charts and things like that.
Yeah.
So for me, it really took I don't know, it took me one night, like where it was just 11 to maybe 12:30 or one. Like if I had to write down something or like make sure I had to do something right here, it was
Yeah.
nothing crazy. But yeah, just doing all the save replies, it takes quick, like doesn't take very long. Um, and yeah, if you just grind it out, it could be done really easily.
Yeah, 100%. Why don't you actually go ahead and share your screen so we can take a look at some of your numbers. That
Sure.
way, we can all see what it looks like on the other side. All right, now looking at this data, you're at, okay, February 12th to March 4th, exactly 3 weeks as of today. And then you got a total of 79 leads. So that 79 messages started, $4 per lead. Awesome. Scroll over. You're spending $15 a day on average. Total spend is $313. Impressions 18K and then reach about 7K. Okay, cool. Now, having seen, the $300 number right now, do you feel like that was justified? Do you feel like that was worth the investment on the ads?
Oh, 1000%. Like it's maybe I don't know. It's a small percentage of what I've actually am going to probably make. You know what I mean? So for me, it's not a problem. Now I have people in the door that know me, and yeah, it's not a problem with the money
Basically,
spent.
like one client covers the entire ad spend.
Yeah, essentially. Like I already have someone that purchased a package. It's the ad spend's covered, and I still made a grand off of it. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
What do you feel like you learned, like in terms of like running ads, the importance of it, and why coaches need to get on this? Otherwise, they're just kind of like stuck using the old school.
Yeah, I think it's important because obviously technology and social media is always going to be there, and the more attention you have on you, the better your business is going to do. So if you are pushing ads out and people are seeing it that's in your area, then there's always going to be someone that's around that's looking for your services. And I just really think that with soccer growing and how big it is, and with the World Cup coming, it's just going to keep on growing and growing. Um, it's yeah, I think it's super important to get this going because a lot of people just they don't know that you're there, and you just need to expose yourself a little bit, and from there you're not going to have any problems at all.
How long do you think it would have taken you to get 38 clients using the strategies you were using before you started working with us in terms of like number of months, like in your opinion?
Oh man, it would probably take me like 6 months to a year at least. And that's if I really went to a lot of the people that I knew from where I
Hmm.
was coaching at the club team I was at.
Yeah.
And like, so that's not really new clients. Those are all people I knew. I mean, I guess you could say they're new, but they're not like, people from this area or that area. It's
Right.
all people that have known me previously. So it's not really like a new relationship that I'm building.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and actually stop sharing your screen? I want to ask you a few more questions.
All right.
I guess after working with us for the last 3 weeks, what did you learn about marketing? Let's start with the Instagram first and like the way that was set up.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Like, I guess after working with us for the first 3 weeks, what did you learn about marketing? Start with the Instagram first, kind of like what you saw behind the scenes of like, seeing why it's set up that way.
Yeah, I guess it's really just about making the parent kind of feel like you're there to help them and something that they need to get that they need for their child. Their child wants to get better. Okay, this is something that we need instead of it being kind of like a want. And
Yeah.
then Um, as far as just like the follow-ups, I never knew how much following up actually converted into people. It's crazy because there were a lot of people that I would reach out to. They wouldn't respond for the first, day. I would reach
Hmm.
out the second day and then they would respond. And then 30 minutes later, we were in a phone call. So like
Yeah.
if I never reached back out to them, I never followed up, then it never would have turned into anything. And then yeah, just as far as a marketing sense and with the ad, just the quick clips, moving everything quickly, keeping that attention on the video, send a clear, concise message that they can understand, and you could really sell anything at that point. But that's the biggest thing, just the delivery of the message
Hmm.
and the follow ups. Those were the biggest things for marketing that I learned. Where
Yeah.
wow, like once you get a lead, you got to keep following up with them because they're going to respond back no matter what. Like sometimes they don't, obviously, but I would say 50% of the time they do.
You just set a company record, like 38 clients in 3 weeks has been at this, filming of this point of this video, just completely unheard of. I guess what did you do differently that allowed you to convert basically half the leads that came in?
um, for me, I think what partially helped me is in this area of New Jersey where I'm at, it's
Hmm.
pretty rural. There's not very many trainers that are around. They're
Hmm.
all more towards the city, like towards Morris County and like moving east. So where I'm at, I just feel like there was a real demand for it. And there were just a lot of parents around that were just really passionate and their kids were really passionate about the sport and getting better. Because there are like some hidden gem schools up here that are really good at soccer in the state, but we're just in like a no one really knows where we're at in this area.
Yeah.
We're like the forgotten part of New Jersey. So I think that was a real big thing that helped me as far as just the location wise. I was one of the only people around. Um, and then
Or
for me,
perhaps.
really just I think I'm I'm good at being able to sell, being able to communicate with the person. I'm a really good people person. So for me, that wasn't a problem. But I would say probably the location of where we're at in Jersey and just how there's not really anything that's consistent or
Yeah.
anything that's really high level. Because I think I really brought that message of high level training to Northwest Jersey.
Or perhaps there are coaches who are there, they just don't run the ads. And that's why,
Exactly. Like I wouldn't even know, I wouldn't even know.
yeah.
So you're right. That's a
I
great point.
guess to dive into like the sales side, what did you learn when it comes to like collecting deposits before the first session and like really just like selling those packages as a necessity, not as a nice to have?
Yeah, so the deposits are great because that person, like I've had to reschedule a bunch of sessions. If I didn't have those deposits in, I feel like a lot of those people wouldn't even want to hear back from me or kind of
Hmm.
say, we don't really know, we're thinking about not doing it. But since they gave me that deposit, it was big in the sense that, they made a commitment with me, essentially. They're committed to the session. I've had to reschedule things from this week to 2 weeks later, like in the next 2 weeks.
Hmm.
And they're like, okay, great. We can't wait to see you there. Blah, blah, blah. Like, looks good. I just think it adds a more professional sense to it, instead of it just being like, without the deposit, someone could just not show up. But you're also obviously for you're going to show up whether they send a deposit or not. But I think it's just good for both of you guys to get that understanding of, hey, this is what we committed to. Like we're going to be professional about it and we're going to follow through with it. You know.
Yeah. In summary, I guess having been on the other side, what would you tell someone who's on the fence about working with us?
I would say don't hesitate. Ask all the questions you need. They're going to be as transparent as possible, and you just have to keep like you're not going to make it, and you're not going to succeed in this if you don't put in the work. Reaching out to the clients and things like that. So you have to be hardworking. You have to be able to do this because obviously this is what you want to do, right? If you're going in on running ads for your business, then it's obviously something that you want to commit to. And there's no shortage of trust with me and you as far as like your team and things like that.
Yeah.
I would just say don't even hesitate. Like ask all the questions you want, not a problem at all, and they will be as transparent as possible. And they're just you guys are just super trustworthy. In my experience, at least, it's been amazing.
Just to be transparent, like the service was not cheap. You made a huge investment yourself. I guess why did you take that risk?
Yeah, so basically, I took the risk because I saw that you've done it so many times with other coaches, and on top of that, it was like scared money doesn't make money. So I have to put this investment in. If it goes well, I'm going to be able to make this money back in a month, not even. So that was really the biggest thing. And then obviously, I have access to you to one-on-one help. And then as far as scaling and things like that for life, and for, for me, what it feels like, it just feels like it's more than just like a business partnership.
Yeah,
It's more of like, you're here to actually help. You're here to mentor. You're here to, oh, you have questions about something here. Let me see if I could help you with this. So that's what I think the biggest thing is. And then, yeah, the investment has definitely been worth it for me. I second guessed it at first, but turns out that it was something that was actually really good, and really
did you
worthwhile.
like the fact that it was kind of like done for you, and then kind of like we taught you how to we kind of fished for you, and then we taught you how to fish? Did you like that aspect, or did you feel like you could probably figure it out on your own?
Yeah, so I think that was great. I mean, it's service that and knowledge that I think is it's pretty invaluable because once you do it, you're going to have it for life. And then if you're bringing in clients for the rest of your life based off of a formula that you gave me and you taught me how to fish it, then it's basically an investment that you're getting infinite ROI on. You know what I mean? Like you're never going to stop bringing people in because of it. So
100%. So well said, bro. I mean, talk to the person who is watching this client success interview right now. They've watched two other ones, or they're about to watch the next one, and they're still like, will this really work for me? Like, I'm not sure. I see all these people online. They have these ads. I'm not sure if I can trust them because it's 2026, like, and even going forward. What would you tell them, having really seen like firsthand, like that the ads work, that they bring you clients, that you saw a physical person come in from the ads and like you're able to train them, and then obviously you signed 38 clients in the last 3 weeks, which still feels surreal, even to you at this point, I'm gonna guess.
it doesn't even feel right because I haven't even done most of the sessions because I've had to reschedule them. But yeah, it does feel
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah, I would just tell them like just take the risk, take the jump, because with great risk comes great reward, and then especially you're even it's even doing it with like for me, it's worked out for a bunch of the other people that have like for the other clients that you have been interviewing, it's worked out for them as well. Like me being another success story, that's just in my eyes making you seem like a better service. If I was that person that was watching on the other end,
yeah,
it's like okay, I'm watching these interviews. All these people are, they're being authentic about their answers. They're being here in this, and then at that point, it's just like yeah, I think they just need to take the jump and take the risk because and if they have any questions, they can literally ask you, and you're going to be super transparent with them, which I
yeah.
which I appreciated.
100%, bro. And also, like, feel free to go take a look at Remy's page as well as tier one. I'll link in the description below, as well as below the website if you guys are watching this on the website, because we try to be transparent as possible. We try to link all our clients' Instagrams just so you can see, like, snoop around, go see, tier one on Instagram, see how Remy's looking, like, in terms of the page, and that he's a real coach. And I feel like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, like, that probably, like, drew you in because, like, I'm sure you snooped around and you saw, like, the other client success interviews, and you probably saw their pages before you jumped on that first call.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
guess for
Definitely
you, man, like
being
now that you're getting tons of clients, what's next for you? Like, what's the long-term vision?
yes. The long term vision is um obviously from now, getting group sessions, which I already have some group sessions scheduled, which is great.
Yep.
And then just continue building those group sessions, and then hopefully one day getting my own little facility where I'm running training sessions over there all the time, or people are renting it out for stuff like that. But yeah, that's the biggest goal. Like a dream of mine has always been to have like a soccer facility complex,
Yeah.
and then just keep on growing it from there, and really just kind of put a staple here in Northwest Jersey about being the top trainer and producing the best players, because that's what I want as well. For me, it's I want the players that I train, to their capabilities to go to the best level that they can. And then
Dude,
my job is
100%.
to bring it out of them. And then for me, I feel good about that. As a coach,
Hmm.
as a trainer, that's all I want for my players is I want them to get better. I want them to succeed in whatever it is that they want to do as far as the sport. Um, but yeah, that's really my my long term goal is just to get a complex going, get a
Yeah.
facility.
So well said, bro. And I think the fact that I admire most about you is not just because the fact that you just want to make a ton of money. You actually really care about your clients, and it showed on like every single touch point that you had with them, whether it's like through the DMs, the phone calls, and like you even just talking about them, the way you talk about them. I guess because I didn't get a chance to ask you this though. I know you're playing currently. How did you balance all that? Like being able to juggle like your own playing career, but also being able to, handle all the phone calls, the text messages, the Instagram stuff, the sessions themselves, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, so luckily, my training times that I train with the team are different than what I'll do my private sessions.
Yeah.
So that's worked out. And then my mornings right now are generally pretty free.
Mm.
So I just take everything in the morning when I can now, or I just schedule it ahead of time as far as phone calls and things like that. Recently it's been a little bit more difficult to
Mm.
respond to people quicker, but because they text me at a time I'm doing it private, and I can't really get to them. But
What a good problem to have.
yeah, right, it is a good problem. But yeah, I would say that just the biggest thing it would be just the times right now are lining up in my favor per
Yeah.
se. And then just as far as training, I've been injured for the last like 2 weeks, so
Mm.
I haven't been training in the mornings, but I'm sure that that's going to be another problem that I have to solve, where I train and then I have to boom respond to it right away. But it's something that you have to do constantly. You got to be checking your DMs. You have to be reaching out to people, seeing who liked your post, seeing who commented, things like that. And then there are people that don't respond back to me for like 2 days. And then I follow up with them, they respond back, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was super busy doing this." Like life just happens.
Yeah.
And you can't take it personal if someone does that to you, or obviously with me providing a service, they understand that as well. That I
Yeah.
have a lot of things going on. So
100%, bro. So well said. I really enjoyed the interview. I guess for you, any final thoughts that you want to leave some of the viewers?
yeah, I mean, I'll just reiterate that for me it was just a great experience working with you. And I can't wait to continue working with you in the future as things move forward. Um, and yeah, you're just a very genuine guy, very authentic, and I think that you do want what's best for your clients. Same way I want what's best for my clients as far as the sport, as far as soccer, developing them into better players. You want the same thing for your clients with us, like with me. You want me to get to that next level, and because it helps you in the long run. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's a win-win. It's a win-win relationship essentially. You know?
And selfishly, like we want you to do really well because at the end of the day, there's another client success interview that we get to add to a whole playlist that we have on YouTube. You should take a look at. And I'm sure it's like linked down below. And honestly, we try to push you. Like I know in the first couple of days, I was maybe kind of like maybe a little mean in some ways. I'm like, hey bro, just get this shit done because that way you can move the process forward. And then you can see it works, that you can feel confident that the process actually is proven to work.
Yeah.
And I feel like people really appreciate that transparency because like they're like, oh, this guy's just gonna tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear.
hmm Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And yeah, like I feel like you told me straight up, like, hey, listen, the ball's in your court. Now you got to do it. I'm like, oh shit, like he's putting the pressure on me now. Now I have to do it. That's what I want though. You know what I mean? You need someone that's there to kind of, light a fire under you and get you moving. So yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing though, is just it's been great working with you, and I've had a great experience, and then as many other people have. So I would just encourage anyone that's on the fence about it to just take the risk, take the jump, and you.
Dude, so well said. And once again, I want to just give you a massive compliment in terms of like A, having the balls to go all in, and then B, having the balls to back your initial promise, and then obviously doing the work because people might sit here and say, oh, like, wow, I can't believe Remy got to this point in 3 weeks. But then also, Remy did hundreds of phone calls, text messages back and forth, and all the things that we don't see on this interview that I want to like let the viewers know, like, this requires work. Like, this is not this like walk in the park. You're going to come in and just magically sneeze your way into 38 clients in 3 weeks.
Yeah,
And I just want to say, just, congrats on just like being an absolute, monster and just like doing the work. Because I feel like every single time I text you on Slack, you're like, 5 out of 5, 6 out of 6, 8 out of 8.
yeah, literally.
Every single client who jumps on the call
Yeah,
with you just closed. So really cool to see that. And that just goes to show that A, you are a good coach. B, you actually care about your clients. And then C, you did all the work like down to a T. Like you didn't miss a single day of like doing the work.
yeah,
And that just
yeah.
goes to show
That's the
that that's why
biggest.
you're here.
Yeah, even if you do it for those first, that first week or two, like that's where that volume of people really comes in. So that's where you really have to lock in and do the work.
Yeah.
Um, and then once you have a good base, you still want to keep on driving and keep on putting
Hmm.
the foot on the pedal. Uh, but then yeah, like once the ad starts slowing down, that's when you could kind of start taking it
Yeah.
back a little bit. But then once you run it again, it's the same exact thing because that volume's going to come in again, and more people are going to see it.
I think I kept telling you that first like week or two. I'm like, dude, don't take your foot off the gas because you only need to get to like 30 clients just one time, and then you're cruising by, and then you can do whatever you want with your time.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Dude, appreciate the interview. I'm gonna go ahead and attach your Instagram down below in the description. That way people can reach out to you if they have any questions for you, obviously. And then once again, congrats on all the success. 1K to 8K in 3 weeks, and then 38 new clients, new company record as of filming this video. And just congrats on just all the success, bro. Really excited to
Thank
see
you,
what you're
Mo.
gonna do next.
I couldn't do it without you guys. Really, you guys really helped me out, so I really appreciate it.
100%, bro. And if you are a sports coach watching this video and you want more help growing your private training business, click that first link in the description below to book a call with our team to see how we can help you do the same thing. And once again, Remy, thank you for being here.
Yep, thank you, Mo. Appreciate it.